Hello, this is Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with another episode of G138 and other such fun. And this week is one big week, so I'll get to the point. So I have some really nice reviews coming this week. I got in my Ultimate gift set with Jazz, G2 Jazz, and G2 Combat Hero Prime. I'm very impressed with the Prime and the Jazz. I actually wasn't supposed to get them until next month, but I saw them up on Amazon that they're in stock. I have Amazon Prime, so it was free 2-day shipping, and it was $10 cheaper than Big Bad Toy Store, plus the about $8 in shipping I saved. Unfortunately, normally I buy from Big Bad Toy Store because, they're really nice to deal with, but in this case it was really cheaper and faster. So I ordered this Wednesday, I had it Friday, and today is Saturday, so had them yesterday, which is awesome. So anyway, I'll be reviewing those this week as well, including Motor Breath, aka Motor Master, and the Thundercracker guy. And they actually impressed me too. I don't normally like the small ones like that, but whatever. Also, my last two GDOs, Generations Deluxe Overseas, or also commonly known as Asia exclusives, Springer and Swerve. And I'm very impressed with Swerve. Springer, he's okay. He works as Springer for now, until I get something better that's an actual official Hasbro product and not Fans Project. Although I did order a Salter in case I didn't mention that last week. So that's going to be really cool. I should be getting that around Christmas time. So, that's cool. But the main focus of this week, I'm going to be talking about customizing. So, I'm going to go ahead and just move these guys off screen, since they're really not needed right now. Especially space reasons why. Okay, and I hit the camera and I'm dropping things, but anyway. So, my biggest, not really complaint, but my biggest issue I had with Diatlas here was he didn't have a sword, although G1 I don't think he had a sword, or Zone, whatever you want to call it, didn't have a sword, but in the Drift comic book he did. This is Mach 1 of my sword. Fits in his hand. It's made out of Lexan, which is a kind of like, well, it's not kind of like, it is, plexiglass. This stuff is very thin. It's very flexible, but rigid. It's not droopy when it gets warm, it's rigid, which is nice. Now, this one I kind of messed up with, and that's why I said this was Mach 1 or version 1 or whatever I said. I'm sure I said something interesting. I kind of took this directly out of the comic book. He had the gold line here, and he had a yellow thing here, but I kind of wanted to match it up with Drift. Although his was actually yellow on the toy, go figure. But I'm using the Make Toys version of it on Drift, so that one had blue. The problem is this does not fit with normal Transformers. But this guy's handhold is such that the plexiglass worked really well. Fits in his hand nice and tight with the paint. Very little modification. Drew it out on paper, cut it out, put double sticky tape on it, threw it on my Lexan, cut it, and then I cut two other pieces that are same size as the hilt, glued them onto each side of the hilt, and thus. Also, it's a little lopsided, yeah, and next time I'm going to do a little bit better job painting, and I'm probably going to paint the blade a different color, probably metallic silver. I painted it all one color, plus the gold, simply because in the comic book it was one color, but I'm spending too much time on the sword. The blue dots are actually stickers I made, printed them offline, well, didn't print them offline, made it on Photoshop, printed them off, cut them out, threw them in my sticker machine, cut them out again, and stuck them on here in approximately the right spot. So that's cool. Just did that like 2 hours ago. So nice sword. It works. Probably going to make another one slightly better. But yeah, pretty cool. Plus I proportionately made it pretty good. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any way of storing this in vehicle mode yet, as far as I've come up with, but you know, pretty good still. Looks awesome on my shelf with or without the sword. But that spawned. I made the sword earlier this week. I just finished it up a couple hours ago. What I spent most of my week doing was, as I was making that, I found one of my incomplete projects I gave up because I discovered I really, really, really hate taking apart the Seeker's mold. Which is why I still have a Thundercracker on card. I was gonna originally paint 2 of them to go with my Acid Storm, but I finally got around to it. It's not my favorite custom. There's a lot of issues with it. I'm not gonna get into them all, but I did finish up my Sunstorm custom. And you know what? It looks better on camera than it does in person. All this orange here is not even. I airbrushed most of it on. When I found out, the airbrush really didn't make it even. Either, whatever. I went through and just painted it by hand, using a lot less paint that way. The airbrush gets a lot on the cardboard around it, and I go through like twice to 3 times the amount. So yeah, pretty cool little figure. There's a lot I sanded down, and then there's a lot I overlooked when sanding this down. So the paint fit, I was not expecting it to take 6 coats of white and 4 coats of orange to cover the white. The orange would definitely never cover the blue. I can put like hundreds and hundreds of coats on it and it would still not cover the blue. So, base coat white on just about everything. There's a few pieces I left because it was just pointless to paint them. Because I actually waited so long to finish this, I actually lost several of the pieces, the pins. Missing a pin here, or actually I have the pin for that, I just can't get it back in. It's just at a weird angle there. The pin here to keep the cockpit on, I found. The one that's down here, however, is actually just a nail cut off on both ends with a pair of wire cutters. It works. Everything else I found, except for these 2 screws, but whatever. And then I ended up with a whole pile of screws left, so I'm not really sure where they go. Every screw hole is covered. But not really my problem. So I printed out Decepticon logos, shrunk them down in the computer, printed them out, made stickers out of them, stuck them on there. Pretty cool. I did say Decepticons. I've been getting a lot of comments on that. Lately I've been saying Autobot in place of Decepticon and just acting weird. Anyway, that's what happens when I'm tired. So yeah, that's cool. Have orange down here to break it up. A lot of people just paint, if they're doing this, paint the whole chest plate orange. I kind of like it white. It's just kind of like the reverse of Starscream almost. I don't have him to compare, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. So I have some issues with it, but it's pretty nice. I'll probably do a pictorial view like I did for Star Saber. With some music in the background or something. Yeah, anyway. That's cool. So, yeah, it's just a side-by-side comparison here. Kind of like it. It's neat. Okay, so what else have I been doing lately for customizing, since this is all about customizing? Well, I've been teasing my Mega Man Lego customs online, and actually today I went to the dollar store and bought a Barbie doll. Yeah, dollar store. Not really Barbie brand, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. I went, got it simply for the hair. And the hair is now on 0. And honestly, I love my customs. I mean, it looks like 0. in my opinion. Of course, it's my opinion, it's my creation. But he's got blonde hair. Woohoo! Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's on his helmet. He's got his Z-Saber here, obviously. I'm going to stop this and see if I can refocus it. Nope, apparently it won't refocus. This is the best I can do, unfortunately. Stupid camera. Actually, great camera, just stupid on video setting. Yeah, so the Z-Saber is also made out of Lexan, like Diatlus's blade. It's not as floppy because it's smaller. The handle is just a Lego rod cut down to size and fit in his hand. And then glued on. And that looks pretty cool. So he's got this nice thin saber. If I had any dye, I would have dyed it translucent green. So it would kind of look like more like the drawings. He does, it's hard to see on his black helmet and the glare, but he does have a green triangle pattern on his forehead. That's neat. Something I added. Also, I turned some lights on. Also, I fabricated out of Lexan as well the pieces on the ear pieces here, as well as these. So yeah, the whole helmet itself is just a Lego helmet with the faceplate, face bar cut, sanded into points, and some pieces added, and some hair glued on the back. It's actually pretty awesome. Now, for his head, it's not anime style like Zero is, but I did include the Exoforce head. The Exoforce heads. I forget which one this one's from exactly, but this way he has his whole angry face, so you can mimic a scene that fan drew of Zero versus X. And, which I also happen to have the big 2. Here's X. This one's been complete for a while since there needed no hair on it or anything. What I did is I did take a red Sharpie and color the pupils a little bit, so he's got kind of a red, and then smudge it a little, so he's got kind of got a red glow around his eyes, like he did in the game. He's got his red dot as well as a blue stripe down his helmet. Pretty cool. It's got a blue line around here. Hard to see the contrast on here. And then he's got, he's basically black with really dark blue surrounding the rest of it. I don't really know why the blue on the helmet, which is the same paint as here, came out a different color. Maybe it's the plastic underneath. They're both black. Maybe I just used 2 different years of Lego. I don't know. His wrists have a blue on it with another line of the lighter blue. Hard to see. And then he's got a sticker X on his chest, which is very similar to the model. Anyway, so with these guys, Zero obviously has a saber here, but take that off for a minute. I actually included the shield for Zero as well. It's made out of a disc and a remaining peg from the Z-Saber handle. And this is pretty cool, especially if you do something the game never let you do, and do a sword and shield kind of combo. That looks pretty cool. So you got a shield boomerang, his saber, angry face, and of course, what would Zero be without his Z-Buster? This is actually just a Lego Star Wars gun with the scope and the barrel cut off. And it looks almost identical to the game model. So that is cool. Now as far as X goes, if you pull off one of his hands, which is easy enough to do, put that aside, I have this, which is a modified 3 little Lego things. That goes on his arm. And you have his arm cannon. It can't go all the way down, can't go all the way up or around like the regular hands do, but he does have the cannon with a nice little red painted dot in there. But that's not all. No, I actually went a step further and used some regular Lego pieces to create some effects. So, even though that's painted, it does not lose its ability to clip on. So, I have the normal beam weapons for the normal, for this guy. If I had any clear ones, I would alternate it like 1, 2 clear, 1, 2 clear, 1 more. So it looks like there's 3 separate yellow blasts coming out of his cannon. But I don't have enough of those right now. Next time I go to the Lego store, I'll pick some up. But yeah, so he's got those. He's also got his charge attack here. Thought that was kind of cool. So put him in some really cool poses, like... And then Zero, just so he's not left out, I also built him a charge attack piece, which I had to file down to fit over the gun, but details, right? Sometimes it's easier to do. I gotta file it down some more, I think. Literally, this was working a few minutes ago. I swear. There. Not perfect, but anyway. It fits. They both have their charge attacks. Yeah. So, Zero has his Z-Saber, an extra piece of armor over his chest, although that's the only armor of that kind I have, unfortunately. So I can't make more of that. I'd have to go with the whole painted chest plate like I did on X here. And literally, this is just a piece of hand here with the hand part cut off, so that's pretty cool. Then his hand just goes back on. Now, and then Zero has his, so Zero has 4 attachments and X has 3. But, whatever, I like Zero better. Of course, this is the evil copy X, but minor details. Well, that's not all I have in the Zero series, of course. What would Zero be without some other enemies? Because X, he's bad enough, right? Wrong. I actually went and built, this is my second favorite out of the series I built, Harpuya. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. So this I kind of modeled more after the ZX game, because I like the design slightly better, although I did definitely do a heavy design as far as where the paint apps go from the whatever. So I fabricated these and glued them on, painted the edges gold, painted his wrists green and gold, made 2 Z-Saber swords, and painted them like the glowy pink that his swords are. One should be shorter, one should be longer, but I like things being symmetrical, especially wings. He's supposed to be mimic kind of like a samurai with one short, one long. However, it doesn't really matter. So, I also have these fabricated wings on the back. They're kind of cool. He had kind of like the thigh-high, kind of like weird armor, which I also included here. So, I like this guy a lot. I think he's a great counterpart to Zero. He, like Zero, also features the double head from the Exoforce, which X does as well. Forgot to mention that. So X does have his whole angry face, which actually I kind of like better than his regular face. Just like rage mode here, like total like yeah. So well, I have also got Leviathan, and I also did her design. Although since I don't have very many female anime style heads, I went through and kind of tried painting my own eyes. They worked. I'll probably go in, erase her smile, and change it into one of her, smirks kind of thing. Definitely this one was a little bit interesting to accomplish. I like it. At this point, though, for any references, I do not have any plans to do the other two Guardians. These are the only two I plan to do. However, I am in the process of making CL to go with Zero. This is how much of her I got done so far. I still need a head and her helmet. And now I got hair, I can stop putting that off. And then, for Transformer fans, I'm also working on a Jinrai figure. Based on his non-transformed into Optimus Prime style bot, but a human suit, his suit that he uses as a human. You know, I got the visor that doesn't go all the way over his face. I've got the cutout, got some silver apps on it. Yeah, it's nice. I still need to paint the legs and some of the arms. And, yeah. And then I want to I have some hair that looks like Jinrai's. I just need to paint it black instead of the gray it is. Well, also have plans to finish up. I also started a Battle Network Mega Man, and I don't have any yellow right now, so I can't finish this guy up. He's got a lot of yellow on his helmet. He's got a lot of yellow on his shoulders. I want to get that before I finish him, obviously. And then I want to do a Proto Man who also has yellow on him. So, but what I took out of the whole Mega Man Battle Network series, which I love, by the way, I actually went through and played all 6 games recently over several times in a row. And I like, you know what? I have some of the Mega Man toys as a kid, and they were cool, but I had like very limited weapons to choose from. So I went and built some of the weapons, which, yeah, Cyber Sword, Wide Sword. Of course, I'm a sword fan too, so Long Sword. Those were the first 3 I made. Pretty cool. Also have the Proto Man version of the Cyber Sword, which will eventually go in Proto Man. These are just, you know, made, and people are probably thinking, well, how do you use these? Well, simple. I made these. One red and one blue. Both of them work. They work with any Lego figure. I forgot to grab one before I started this, but for now, for the sake of it, I'll just use X. Literally pull off his hand, just like you did for his cannon, and throw this on. Pretty cool. And all these weapons, you know, just plug into that. Rotate, just like part of his hand. And there you have a sword that comes out of his hand. I also have a Mega Buster that's solid instead of like this one. This one's translucent. I kind of thought switching it up might be cool. I don't know where it went, though. It's somewhere around. So, Zero can use these. Any Lego figure can use these. They are pretty cool. Also, these aren't the only ones I have. I'm in the process of making the whatever the one that starts with an M is, the shadow one that gives you your health points as attack, or your negative health points as your attack. Also have the Element Swords from Battle Network 2 and 3. So you got Elect Sword here. Hard to see the blade, but Elect Sword. Air Sword, which I think is Battle Network 6. Aqua Sword with the translucent hilt and the solid blue blade. Fire Sword. These are also show models, by the way. Show models are based on the battleships. And then I'm working on Neo, the variable sword, and the Neo variable sword. But I have to wait in yellow to finish these guys up because I need to mix some paint. So those are cool. Of course, those are all based on the battleships. These are some of the ones from the PET toys, which I loved collecting. Here's example Cyber Sword, Wide Sword, and Long Sword. Oh, yes, I'm also working on a Vulcan. It's actually the second version of it, the one that's painted red. I think it might be the third one, Vulcan 3. But, again, I didn't have yellow or a light enough orange to go ahead and paint this. So I'm making the other one first. I'm eventually going to make all 3 of the colors. So yeah, that's cool. And then here's the Neo variable sword. And the variable sword. Just for a nice little comparison there. See, I want the yellow to mix with a little tiny bit of green so I can go around the edges. But yeah, that's pretty much my custom obsession. So I love making these things. You know, I like Legos, I like Transformers, and I love Mega Man games. I've like talked and talked and talked. I think I'm like 25 minutes at this point. So, if you're still watching, thank you. Yeah, I'll be posting some pictorial videos of these guys as well, along with the sword packs. I might be actually selling some of the sword packs eventually, like I'll be making to order, just to get some extra cash, because honestly, college is expensive, and so aren't Transformers. And that's that. If you have any questions about any of the stuff I showed you, please don't hesitate to ask. However, there's one last thing I wanted to bring up. I'm having a lot of questions posted on my channel and my random videos about when am I going to make another episode. Also about the movie. All 4 parts of the movie are online. Apparently number 4 is hard to find. You can find it on my channel probably faster than you can just searching it. I have no problem finding it, but then again, I frequently search my own stuff, so it probably learned to know who I search for. It's kind of how Google rolls. Yeah, I don't really see a lot of, you know. And again, when I'm making another episode, that may be a while. It's not out of the question that I'll be making some. It may happen, it may not. I'm kind of like playing around with the idea. Maybe. Well, with that, I'll leave you be. So, thanks for watching.